Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. Oh my gosh, Anthony, you got on there like, boom. Thank you so much for joining the live stream, everyone. I hope you are doing great. I am melting here on a Sunday afternoon. It is hot. It is hot in LA, and that means like 90s, got to like 95. Now, I'm in the cool area because I'm closer to the west side. So it got up to 110, 115 for some people in the hot areas. In the areas where it's like always 15 degrees hotter than here. So just to let you know, we are sweltering, but it is summer. So I am doing okay, except for the melting part. I hope you guys and gals are doing okay. Good afternoon. Hope everything is going well with everyone. Oh yes, Eric, I am sure that Phoenix, Arizona is hotter. It's probably like 150 when it's like winter, right? Absolutely. Well, hopefully you guys are used to your air conditioning and stuff. I don't have any air conditioning going. It's just the window. Yep. The open window. So, yeah. So we're going to have a couple good episodes. We are still in Europe, obviously, with Lucy and the gang. And we saw a little bit of the Paris stuff. And we're going to finish the Paris stuff. We're going to see a fabulous actor, Mr. Charles Boyer, as well as, or Maurice Dubois, however you want to call him. And of course, the Paris gown in which Lucy starves herself. So yeah, awesome. Becky, you finally caught a live stream. That is awesome. That's, I'm sure, because you're really quick on the draw, or you notified yourself, or you hit the notification. So that is great. Yeah. Oh, so I will be drinking out of my Lucy, I Love Lucy mug, which someone gave me. So that is awesome. Oh, and it's iced too. Oh. It's so great. I don't even want to like drink it because it's like gonna finish and I won't have any more. Anyway, let's begin. Let's start the episode out. I think this is a fantastic time to just start out and enjoy a good episode while we talk about it, while we ask questions, while we just ruminate, all these great words that make me sound very educated and so forth. And look at this, the very, very famous Paris outside cafe that they're always in. This was the same cafe, remember, where Lucy had the where she had the escargot and so forth. Vodka and OJ. There you go, Bruce, you know exactly what I have. Although here's my question, I haven't paid enough attention to know if this is supposed to be the same restaurant that she was in, because now it's like a cafe, or I don't know if the cafe also served the escargot, or they just use the same set. So if you guys know or paid attention to that, let me know. That would be great. Here's a picture from the Charles Boyer episode. There we go. It's hard. This is harder than it looks because it's like reversed on the camera and I have to look to make sure it's in the frame and so forth. So that's cool. That looks like it's from the episode, so that's pretty good. All right, episode 146, Lucy Meets Charles Boyer. March 5th, 1956, filmed on a Thursday as usual, January 19th, 1956, rating sure 50.4. That is, again, climbing. It seems like the Scotland episode, let's see, there's no information on that. We're swimming in around the, well, Lucy Meets the Queen, she got 54, so this is definitely less than that. We're at 50.4. Supporting cast, of course, Charles Boyer as himself. The waiter is Jacques Chaffee, I believe that is. A little note here, Don Sharp, whose name was mentioned in this story, was Lucy and Desi's TV agent and was instrumental in the creation of 4-Star Productions, of which Boyer was a principal. Jerry Miggins, is that correct? Yes, the Desilu Propman had a friend at American Express who made arrangements to fly in copies of the Paris edition of the Herald for Boyer to read during the opening cafe scene. Isn't that crazy how great lengths they went to make things authentic? They could have just faked like a Herald, but no. They had a friend who made arrangements to fly copies of the Paris edition. Isn't that crazy? That's the dedication that the staff and the crew put in I Love Lucy. Wow, I did not know that. So that is awesome. Let's enjoy. So hopefully all your Sunday is fantastic. One of your favorite episodes? What's your favorite? Jeremiah, how are you? So I haven't heard about Fall of the Fleet. I know that Lucy was in a Three Stooges short called Three Little Pigskins, and I even did a video on it, full video on it, kind of a review slash interesting facts about the episode as well as bloopers. So if you like Three Stooges, Jeremiah, go ahead and take a look at that. Follow the Fleet, I've never heard of. I'm going to have to look that up and see what's up with that. Look at that. I love Ricky's like not comb over, but it's like his combing technique. It's kind of funny. It reminds me of mine when I was a little boy. Little Ricky definitely had that on herself. You like that hat on her, Cassandra? Isn't that funny? This is 50s, right? And so would you wear something like that right now? Is that like fashion in? I don't know. So you let me know for sure. Bruce, Vida Mina Benjamin is my favorite always. Have you guys seen my favorite episodes videos? I have seasons 1, 2, and I believe 3. Yeah, 3 up there. I think I have 3. And yeah, I discussed my favorite episodes, my favorite ones to watch. So if you haven't taken a look at that, add that to your watch list. Add that to something that you can watch so you can see what my faves are. Oh, it's a Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movie. I'll have to look that up. But you say she was in the Three Stooges. Oh, okay. My bad. I read that incorrectly. You wrote it correctly. She was in the Three Stooges comedy. Boom. Space. Three Little Pigskins, and a movie called Follow the Fleet. Wow, I just mashed it into one. My mistake. Dan, how are you? Haven't seen you in a bit. Nice to see you join the live stream. Yes, Anthony, that's correct. Cher's mother is one of the models. The problem is, it would be speculation. We would go off of looks and be like, she kind of looks like this and so forth. But I've never seen a concrete from all my research to see, yes, it was this person, it was this person, it was a middle girl or not. So I don't want to put out which one and do it as a guess. I want to do it as a fact in terms of looking research and really confirming it. So yes, it's not in this episode, but it's in the next one. It's the clothing one, the Paris gown one where she starves to death, quote unquote. She tries to. Because remember, this one, so there's 3 Paris episodes. Oh, see you, Bruce. Thanks for dropping in. And so there's 3 different ones. The first one is where we've seen it last time, Paris at Last. And that one's when they all got swindled for the paintings, but also the counterfeit money. And Lucy does the translation, the funny translation scene. The second one is this one, Charles Boyer. And of course, the scene focuses around her. You know, they had kind of the big honchos in season 4, best American actors, John Wayne and Bob Hope and William Holden, and then they wanted an international star, so they got Charles Boyer for this one. And of course the third one is the dress one, where Lucy kind of starves herself, quote unquote, for that. So yeah, kind of interesting, kind of fun to see. And right here he tricks her into thinking he is Maurice Dubois, so that's pretty funny. You've got the entire series? Oh my goodness. You are definitely a big fan if you do. Ricky has an interesting, that looked like more like a thin cigar. You know those big fat cigars? It looked like a thin one. Didn't look like a cigarette, but I could be mistaken. It was a quick shot, so I'm not really sure. It's funny why people, I don't know, I've never seen any of Charles Boyer's like work, so I couldn't tell you if he was a good actor or not. I'm assuming he's good, but it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't seem like he would be someone who's like a romantic, maybe like for the romantic France type atmosphere he would work as well, you know. Casey says it's interesting that back then they knew foreign stars. I don't know any foreign stars today. Oh, that's interesting. Foreign stars. Jean-Claude Van Damme, maybe? I mean, he's one of the best martial artists in the world, and he's Belgian, so maybe. But he does a lot of American cinema, right? So I don't know. So I don't know about that. Now, this is the same hotel room that they use in all 3 episodes, I believe. What I like is that here, Fred is kind of in on what is going on, but then at one point, Ricky's going to act jealous. That's a weird type of, I mean, it's not bad, but it's an interesting script change that they usually haven't had to kind of trick Lucy into not wanting to be with Boyer. That's an interesting, like, it's a complex story, I would say. Ooh, Jeremiah, you like the mirror scene in the Harpo Marx episode? That one's pretty good. Do you know what that mimics? I'm sure you do, but that's a funny trivia question. So, in the Lucy mirror routine, what movie does that mimic? I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to give any clues. I'm sure. Write in the comments. I would love to see who can get that. Cassandra, just watch your latest Lucy blooper video. Can't believe I missed some of them while watching the episodes. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you watched that. That one kind of hit big. I think people love the blooper episodes. Like, it's funny because I get a lot of people who are like, well, I've never seen them and so forth. But then I also get, like, a hater here and there who's like, oh, you know, too much talking or too much of you, or you know, why are you putting the bloopers on there? You're being really nitpicky. And I don't know. To me, it's an interesting type of information. The fact that I have, like, mugs and all the DVDs and stuff kind of shows what type of a Lucy fan I am. But yeah, interesting. Duck soup, you got it, Jeff. Absolutely, duck soup. You're quick on that, which I do have. I don't think. Oh yeah, I do have. Let me show this to you guys. Yeah, I have a Marx Brothers. Wait, I can't get it out of here. No, it is stuck. I thought there was a booklet in here. Well, it's basically tons of Marx Brothers stuff. So it's the coconuts, animal crackers, monkey business, horse feathers, and duck soup. This is just one of the Marx Brothers thing that I have. I think it's the silver collection. I don't know how to fold these things up. It's like folding a map. Oh man, I don't know how to fold it. There we go. Yeah, these guys are awesome, and I love them, and they're hilarious, and they are great. Oh, you saw the episode last night. Well, great. Mr. Like Cats, nice to see you. Robert, you're new to my channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate your support for what I do. But I love Lucy. I was curious what you think of the new vintage colorization that CBS is doing to the episodes. Do you like it? I do like it. I think it adds a different dimension to the show. However, I do think that the black and white has some nostalgia feel that the color kind of loses. But I do like to watch it in color. But let's just say I'm not sad that they're all not in color. I mean, I would still watch in black and white, if that makes sense. So, absolutely. It's just an interesting, different take on the episode. So, yeah, I do like it in color. I do like to kind of see what the original colors kind of would be, you know. Absolutely. Oh yeah, so I have that one, and then I also have this one. Oh, wait, no. So Turner Classic Movies, right? So this is another one. It has Day at the Races, Room Service. That's the one with Lucille Ball. This one, Room Service. Night in Casablanca, At the Circus as well. And then there's a Night at the Opera, this one. Then this has Arsenic and Old Lace, which I haven't seen. Father of the Bride, which I haven't seen. And then The Long, Long Trailer with Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz right here in the corner. Yeah, and I have seen that one, obviously. So yeah, kind of cool. Kind of cool. I don't own all the Marx Brothers. I'm still missing a few more shorts. Or no, they're full-length movies. Oh, I have to scroll up. I'm just reading your guys' comments. Hello, Cheebs. Nice to see you. Alec, yeah, every time I watch your videos, you always have that one dislike. Who would do that? I don't know. I would call them trolls. It doesn't bother me. It's kind of funny, in my opinion, the ratio and stuff. But it's like someone just, you know, wants to feel good and put that dislike. Or maybe they actually really dislike the video. That could be. You have 10 out of the 13. I have to think how many. I am missing a few. But I think those are my favorite. Then there's the West one, like a cowboy one that I don't have. Out West, I think it is. So Jeremiah, your favorite blooper episode is when Ricky's parents or some sort of family comes to visit and he is translating and flubbed his lines. Oh yeah, well that's hard to do, let me tell you, translating. Especially I'm sure if you have a script and then you're translating and he might even try to translate, how can I say, off the cuff. and then you know you get flustered and so forth. So I'm definitely must happen. Hello, Cynthia. Scott, how are you? Big fan of Lucy, I'm guessing, right? Jeremiah, I love the wrestling stuff you do on your channel. Wrestling stuff? What wrestling stuff? Let me know. Wrestling stuff? I'm having a brain fart. Remind me, what do you mean by wrestling stuff? Yeah, so you like it in color too? Absolutely. Good question. So Robert, how about the sound? Do you think they could improve it? And if so, would more young people or people of our age watch it more? You know, I think I mean, with today's technology, you could do almost anything, right? And so I think they can improve the sound. I don't think that would make a difference in my opinion. I think the sound's okay. I've never had an issue. I think there are other things like Laurel and Hardy have some sound issues. That's why a lot of them are silent. But the ones that do have sound, there's some there that do have that issue. And so I don't think it makes a difference on I Love Lucy. Maybe they can make it. I mean, it's already surround in a way. So I don't know. That's a very good question. I've never been asked that before. Sarah, it makes it a brand new episode. I would say so. There's a lot of things to look at. You like that, Casey? You like Arsenic and Old Ace? Old Lace? Wow, these names. I can't even say them. Cheebs, maybe I'll do it. Favorite Ethel moments, and I don't want to get into it, all the details, but I just have to be cautious with footage. That's all I'll say, and so I'm trying to stay away from that. But we'll see. There's definitely nothing that will prevent me from doing that. However, I have to admit, it's one of those things that I don't watch Ethel a lot. I get enthralled by the other three. I don't know why. For me, like maybe Ethel, like if you see all four, one of them always gets pushed to the side. Three Stooges, one of them gets pushed to the side. It might be the Larry or whoever it might be. But to me, Ethel kind of gets pushed to the side and not purposefully. She just kind of blends in the background, although she has some great moments. But then it's like Ricky and Ethel and Fred, you know. And she is kind of, she goes along. She's very supporting in her acting. And so I kind of forget, you know, the stuff that she does. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to do more research into that. Cary Grant, Peter Lorre, and Raymond Massey. Scott, how are you? Yes, Lucy was in the Three Stooges film as well. It was called Three Little Pigskins. Oh yeah, Lucy Cup. There we go. Oh, let me get my thing. There we go, my Lucy Cup. So if you don't know, look at my unboxing video. People are awesome, and they send me stuff every once in a while. It's awesome. Someone sent me this cup. I didn't buy this, and so I appreciate the thought. I have a few other things that you have to look at the video to take a look. It's my unboxing 2 video, and I show you some cool things. Yes, go West. There we go. How did I Love Lucy, Cynthia's question, get such stars as Charles Boyd to come to the show? Well, did you know she was actually friends with a lot of these celebrities? For example, Eve Arden recorded right next door. Basically, they had a conjoining door. She lived next door. I can't tell you exactly who she lived next door to, but like, for example, William Holden, I think she knew as well. And I mean, being in Hollywood, it's like being in the car industry, you know certain people, being in the fashion industry. Well, she was a celebrity, but here, of course, she plays a non-celebrity. And so she knew a lot of these people, and it's like, well, if you don't know Charles Boyd directly, you know someone who knows him. It's not a big community in the sense of people don't know each other, especially in old Hollywood. Everyone knew each other, so great question. 23 F.E. Garcia, Frank Garcia. Go West, Big Store, and Love Happy. Those are the 3 I don't have. Anthony, do you speak Spanish, and is Ricky yelling in Spanish as funny as it looks? Yes, Anthony, and I'm sorry, this is going to make some of you sad, but it's kind of funnier when you hear it in Spanish. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know the experience of watching it and not knowing what Ricky's saying, if that makes sense, because maybe that's some of you or a lot of you who don't know Spanish. I always knew what he said, and so for me it was just part of the stuff or part of the show. And so to see him say it in Spanish, there's one point where he goes like this and he goes like this, and I'm guessing everyone knows it's like I'm gonna cut your head off and wring your neck, but he's like, I would love to grab you by the neck, twist it, and like a little kind of like a little baby chick. It's weird. It's like a little pollito, which is a little baby chick, and just like wring your neck. I guess it's funny, but it's not said in like a sinister, creepy way. It's said in a hilarious, funny way. Like yeah, it works and it's great. So. Yeah, I wish some of you would know Spanish just to be able to get that little extra flavor, or what do you call? There's a word that I'm missing for it, but yeah. Robert, I'm asking because I've been working on a technique to enhance it. Wow, without access to the master 35mm stock, I can only get it so clean, but definitely increase the fidelity in the high end. That's really cool. That's awesome that you're working to do that. That's hard work. That's not easy. It's a very thankless job. It's not an easy thing at all. So thank you for doing that. I would love to see, your enhancements. That would be great. If you can send me some or post some on my Facebook if you want to do that. Or I don't know if this is like a business venture, but that's pretty cool. Love, love, love Ethel. Yes, we love Ethel and Fred and Lucy and Ricky and all of them. They're all great. They all complement each other, I think. Take one out and you don't have... I think if you take Ethel out, it's not the same. If you take Fred out, it's not the same. And so forth. It's just not like that. It is a nice cup. That's why I'm drinking out of it. It's fantastic. Look at that. The red is just so bright and nice. It's not even a red. It's more like a dark red purple. A magenta? I would say magenta. Who's my favorite celebrity guest? Oh, Cheeves, you always ask me the hardest questions because it's like I can never figure it out. Who's my favorite? I love, love, love John Wayne. The John Wayne thing. The one where he sits down and he goes, ah! Because John Wayne is such like a man's man or scruffy guy. And to see him be comedic and kind of flimsy is funny. Harpo Marx is of course great. William Holden. I mean, I would say John Wayne, maybe. Yeah, but there's so many good ones. So Robert, in this process, it sort of dynamically enhances any weird audio noises. Masking the engines tries to fix it. Wow, that's awesome. I'm so glad you're doing that. So Casey, John Wayne wanted to be on the show. He asked to be on it because he was a fan. I didn't know that. That is awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Let me see. Dum, dum, dum. Oh yeah, well yeah, you work on it, you make sure you get it, as you want it, because a work of art, it's kind of like asking you to show me a painting halfway. I don't want you to do that, when you worked on it and you finished it, that's when you should go. Nice to see you guys too. Lucy worked with John Wayne. When did she work with him again? Good question. Any of you want to attack that one out there? Yeah, Scott, I would agree with you. I would say I'm a fan of I Love Lucy, definitely. I like the long trailer, but I didn't go crazy over it, if that makes sense. I could understand how people can because they love Lucy, they love Desi, and they're both in it. For me, I always would say it's like I'm an ice cream fan. I love ice cream. I have certain flavors that I love, but I don't love all ice cream. That makes sense. Same thing with milkshake smoothies. I don't know. I always love analogies and examples, and that's one. So yes, I Love Lucy is just my thing. That's my niche. It's pretty nichey, but then I also love other stuff. I love the Marx Brothers for this similar reasons. I love Twilight Zone, which is not comedic at all. I just bought Rear Window, which I've seen. Rope was one of my favorite Hitchcock movies. I think the most underrated. I Dream of Jeannie. All those, I have so many shows I could just list off for you. Patty, how are you? Wow, there's a big I Love Lucy community here. That is awesome. Alec, you missed the last 2 live streams, but you are here for this one, so that is fantastic. Cassandra, your favorite is Bill Holden. Let me know, guys and gals, in the comments, what is your favorite celebrity? That's a great question. Who has been on I Love Lucy and why? Maybe a little reason as to why. Cassandra, he used to live in a house that's 2 blocks from you. So you're local? You're in LA? That is awesome. Did you get a chance to meet him? Because I think he died in 80, right? Like 82, 84. I'm pretty sure, didn't he hit his head or something? Or he get injured in the head, or am I mixing him up with someone else? Anyone a big William Holden fan could let me know. Bewitched, I haven't watched much of. I heard it's a good show, though. The Lucy Show, Season 5, Lucy and John Wayne. Well, good. I'm glad that you guys... That's what this is. This is a place to talk about Lucy and talk about your favorite likes and dislikes and of course more about what we like, though. The comedic gold that is the show that is timeless, that I feel I could literally do this live stream till I'm 99 years old if God blesses me to get to that age. But yeah, I mean, absolutely... Because there's always something we can talk about. There's always something that can bring us together. There's always something that we can see there that can bring us our attention. Like, for example, the background, we can see the Eiffel Tower there. Oh, okay, I have to stop on this part where Charles Boyer comes in. Look at Ethel's reaction to Charles Boyer. That is amazing. She steals the show here. Look at that. Lucy has a similar expression, but Ethel's on him. And, of course, Lucy is sitting on his hat. And look at Ricky. He's like, oh, my gosh. Destroyed his hat, and he's like, it's okay, don't worry about it. He's trying to be all nice and sensible about it. Oh man. Okay, and of course, look at this. Lucy's like, sign an autograph, please. And I love how they both get into his face, and he's like, it's amazing. Oh, and this is great. She gets in cut his shirt. Oh my gosh. This is fantastic. His hat is all messed up. His shirt. They completely destroy the man. And now they're going to rip his trench coat. Oh my gosh. This is one of my favorite scenes of this episode. And is when they like destroy him. Remember, this is a romantic, masculine man who's known all over the world at this time. And to see Lucy completely rip and destroy his outfit is hilarious. And she says, au revoir. And he says, no, just say goodbye. Oh, man, that is awesome. Frank Garcia, would you ever go to VidCon? Absolutely. And let me tell you, this is maybe an insecurity on my part. So I do have insecurities, of course, as everyone does. I honestly don't think my channel is big enough for me to go. I'm very appreciative for the people that I have and so forth, but there are people with millions on there. And the fact that, like, I'm going to go there and be like, I only have 5,000. I mean, not that, again, not appreciative, but I feel a little intimidated to see all those people with tons of subscribers at VidCon. So I wanted to wait a little bit, maybe at least get to 10. I don't know. That's just, again, my insecurity. But, yeah, do you guys go to VidCon? Let me bring up this next episode. There we go. Let me just fast forward the credits. We don't need to see the credits. There we go. You wish Cary Grant. That would have been awesome. I do have to tell you that for sure. Cary Grant was amazing. Ethel and Lucy were great friends. They did meet and do things together as lovely friends. Of course, definitely. Your favorite celebrity is Danny Thomas. Oh, so in the Lucy Devsy Comedy Hour. Awesome. Yes, they're so celebrity crazy. Charles Boyer was bald? It doesn't really surprise me, but I didn't know that. That's interesting. Your favorite celebrities are the ones who don't take themselves too seriously. Yes, I'm absolutely with you. Charles Boyer, Tallulah Bankhead did get herself covered in like a paint-like material, so I do give her props for that because she was a little bit snobby in terms of her personality. VidCon, it's like VideoCon. It's like Comic-Con. It's a big convention of people who do YouTube basically, and yeah. So it's there's different ones. There's Playlist Live. That's more of a YouTuber thing. I haven't gone, honestly. I have my YouTubers who I watch and love. But yeah, so it's a place where you can meet YouTubers. It's a convention, you know, and they sign autographs and stuff, or you can take pictures with them. Again, I don't think my channel's big enough for me to even go, but people go that are not YouTubers. Like, anyone can go. But then again, I don't know, maybe in the future. This is your favorite too? Yes, when she starves herself. So Cassandra says he died in Santa Monica. I did know he died in the area, and you're in the North Hollywood area. Oh, you're so close. Yes, Toluca Lake. Yes, I know exactly where that is. He lives here in the 50s and 60s. A lot of celebrities live here. Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. So we're not far from each other. Very, very cool. Playlist Live. Oh, you make me so jealous where I want to go to these conventions. That would be great. I would love for you guys to come to the convention. If I set it up. Okay, well, let me change it like this. If I definitely say that I will go to a playlist or like a VidCon here in Anaheim, California, or anything like that, would anyone come down and fly out? I mean, that's a big commitment for you guys to make, meaning like to come and fly out. But it's a fun convention. But I know a lot of you don't watch a lot of YouTube. Some of you do. I don't know. There's a big community here, so I'd just be interested to know what happens. And of course, you know, from my bloopers episode that you see Ethel there with the purse that she said she brought in Paris. But however, Lucy is using the exact same purse in an episode when she is before the European trip. So that's kind of cool. Come down to Florida. I've never been to Florida, Scott. What part? I do have some family, like some extended cousins there. I think close to Miami, but not exactly in Miami, like just outside the city. Yes, Jamestown, that's on my list of things to do. I definitely would like to do that. I don't know when. Like I said, my job has my priority, my work, my non-YouTube stuff. This is more like a hobby, as you know. But if the channel grows large enough, what could be coming from the channel in terms of revenue could help supplement a lot of the things like my trip. Right now, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And so, obviously, my priority is to live and so forth. But yeah, I would love to do that. So absolutely. Alec, I've never been to North Carolina. I'll tell you the states I have been to. I've been to Illinois. I've been to Iowa. I've been to Texas. And that may be it. I've been to Vegas. Oh no, I've driven through half of the country. Vegas, so Nevada, Colorado, Nebraska, Utah as well. Yeah, so I've been to a few, not tons of states, but I have driven through them, which I think gives a little more credence. I didn't like fly over them, so I know what these states look like. Oh, compilation of Ricky's musical numbers. That's pretty cool. That'd be pretty interesting. Tampa. Okay. Tampa. Yes, absolutely. It's a prop purse, of course. So they just got a nice purse, and it was just laying around. They're like, let's just use it for Ethel. No one's going to remember except for Ricknineg in the future. Oh, Dan, your ringtone is I Love Lucy. That is awesome. When I get a cell, that was my top priority. That is hilarious. Indiana isn't close to California, is it? It's not. It's really not. It's what? I would say it's roughly a 4-hour flight. Something like that. So, yeah, unfortunately, some distances are too long, and I do understand that. Let me see. Oh, what is that? My phone. Yeah, you guys gotta catch up with me. And again, the sad thing is I wish I could go to more. Like, I want to see Missouri and the South. I haven't really been to the South other than Texas, which I mean the South, like Louisiana, New Orleans, and Alabama, and that would be interesting to me. I also love to go up north, New York, of course, and see that. That's beautiful and lovely. But I also want to go to maybe states that are not as like popular in terms of tourist destinations, like Idaho or Montana. See what's up. I love the concept of traveling, but right now it's not my priority, unfortunately, with my work and so forth. But one day. I've been to Chicago. I haven't toured the city, but I have been to the airport, and I looked outside and I saw it's beautiful from up there flying. I have to tell you that. I am young yet. I'm getting older though. Getting a lot older. Grayer hairs. I know, I have my whole life to visit these places. Ugh, I have so much to do. Isn't that the weird thing about life, where it's like you have so much to do? I want to grow my channel and grow my career and, you know, travel and all this stuff, right? It's the frustrations of life. But I think everything has its time, right? Everything happens in due time. Hey, Reynaldo, you made it. Did you go biking? Or are you going to wait a little bit before you go? You've been to St. Louis. Ah, very good. Very, very nice. Yeah, it's a bit far, Becky. Where do you live? Where's your hometown? Oh, man, look at these. Look at that hat. That is just a ridiculous hat. No one would wear a hat like that, right? Like, come on. Is that a thing? Well, no, Cynthia, I'm not old. Of course, I always joke about that. But and I try to be positive, believe me, but I'm also human. Sometimes I'm an anxious person, believe it or not, and I try to always control that. I'm always very anxious. And it's little facts about me. I'm also social situations are difficult for me. But anyway, hard to believe, right? I'm talking to a camera. I'm talking to all of you. But yeah, it's an interesting thing that that's why I always tell you guys to remain, or I always suggest it. I'm like, please remain positive and hopeful and all that. But I also do it for myself because I need to pay attention to that. And do I need to do it every day? Yes, because you gotta constantly remind ourselves, just like we eat every day. So yeah. Oh, Anthony, so I should drive a fancy European car across the country and document it on your car channel. Really? So you're on my car channel as well. And so you'd like that? You think that would be interesting? Like, I'd be kind of scared. There's certain cars that I would not drive, like in Colorado with the inclines. That was a little scary over the Rocky Mountains and stuff. I guess a capable car, maybe like a sports car or something, that would be cool. How many people would watch that? Like in New York to LA? Yeah, and stop along like a vlog. Oh, that's so interesting. Honestly, maybe once the channel starts to make, in terms of revenue, a point where I can maybe do that and maybe support myself. It's a far shot, but I'm hopeful. I'm remaining hopeful that that's a possibility. So, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Sophie. I don't know anything about fashion, but yeah, that's not like a street thing. That hat is like ridiculous. What was the fashion designer's name in Paris? Reynaldo. Very good question. Patty, yeah, my social anxiety isn't horrible. I guess I mask it. I used to be a professional magician. I used to perform in front of people, so that's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to dive into all that, but yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the correlation with that on YouTube, but yeah, it's an interesting thing. Oh, Will, how long do I practice saying be hopeful? Oh, geez. At least a year. I'd say a year and a half. Maybe going back to the end of 2015. Yeah, so it's been a few years. Very, very cool. Jacques Marcel, there we go. Cynthia got it. You guys will watch that? Well, maybe in due time. I have a lot of stuff in plan. Yesterday I went to the Santa Monica airport. It's a municipal airport here, and there's small 4-seater planes that I've flown when I was 11 years old and I want to fly, but it takes a little bit of money. But I would love to kind of vlog my experience of learning how to become a pilot. That would be awesome. I would love to put that on my channel. It's like, I don't know, share these experiences, not just have them for me, being able to put them there and have people watch and interact and maybe give them a little bit of inspiration to do it themselves. Right now I can't with all my things in life, but I have plans. I don't want to reveal everything, but yeah, absolutely. Cynthia, you said that hat was lucky, yucky, not yet lucky. That is funny. Frank Garcia, I really don't have a lot of merchandise. I have a few Ricknineg mugs right now. Like I said, I have so much going on, and really my #1 priority, at least on YouTube, are my videos, and that's what I want to do and focus on, other than my job, which I do in my life. But yeah, that would be something that I think once my channel grows a little bit more, that I can start adding merchandise on there. So right now it's pretty light on there, but you know, they are available and so forth. It's just something to have me connect with you guys about. So yes, the starving scene. I love when she hides stuff everywhere. Like when she picks number 23 baloney. All that stuff is awesome. Yes, look at that. She looks sick and she looks gaunt. Isn't that great? You know, I've never been to the Columbia Ranch. You're talking about the Stooges ranch, so the one that they use for Warner Brothers. You know, I would love to meet someone who can, like, get me in there just to film. Like, I don't even want to cause chaos. I want to go in there. I just want to film it because it's a closed ranch. And, I mean, there's access. There's guards. But, I mean, if someone is like, yeah, I work here or something, if they can let me in, I would love that. So, if any of you know any people in, like, Hollywood or in production or anything, I don't need anything big. I just have my little camera, and I want to go in there and do a little bit of being able to bring these sites to people and just put on YouTube. It's sad that it's not on there. I would wish to share it with you guys and be able to see them for myself. So yeah, just a little thing there. I had the opportunity recently, but unfortunately it fell through. But you know, Cheebs, no, the Brown Derby is not still open in LA. It was closed. I don't know when, maybe in the 80s, but it's no longer there. There's something else there now. Probably other restaurants. Yes. Doesn't Lucy put on a starving look in Ricky Wants a Raise? Well, she also puts a very gaunt and pale look in the one where she wants to move to the country. That's another one where she does that. Oh, this is great. I love how Ethel is always the butt of the jokes for the eating. Like, cause you know, cause they always make fun of her being large and eat a lot and eats like a cow and all that stuff. I love that he takes the food, and Ethel's in on it. She's devious along with Lucy. Look at that! Look at that bread in there. Wait, didn't Ethel close that door? It looked like it was open. Oh, that must have been some type of mistake there. I just noticed that. When it panned to Ethel and the door was behind her, she closed the door, but then when it panned to her, the door looked open. Like you could see the hallway. I don't know. I gotta take a look at that again. See, now it's closed, right? But then that shot with Ethel, that's interesting to me. Maybe it was an older shot that they edited in later. I don't know. Yes, Sophie, she powdered her face to make it look like she doesn't get any sun. Isn't that crazy? The diet episode. Oh, yes, in the diet episode, she was, like, wasting away. Yeah, I think it's more of the impression of Ethel's shape, like her face and her body shape. It's just interesting. The clothes, of course, can contribute to how you look. Even Lucy wasn't by any means big. She had an unusual or very unique body shape. I'll give you that. That's for sure. And then, of course, Ethel brings a chicken and puts it in a purse. That's the weirdest thing. Like, that purse would just, like... Think about just putting in chicken in one of your purses, ladies. How weird it is. I think all the juices would go everywhere. Like, it'd be gross. Like, yeah. Big sandwich. Look at that. And of course, Lucy drinking milk from the vase. Look at that. Yeah, greasy purse. I don't like textures like that. Like, to mix disgusting things, like let's say like a chicken with some more. I don't like things like that. Like thinking about putting like macaroni and cheese inside a shoe. Oh, it creeps me out. It's kind of like when people put their nails on a chalkboard. I get that feeling for things like that. I can think of other stuff. Like a hat. Like adding like tar and feathers to a hat or something, putting it on. Oh, you know, like that feeling. Yeah, I think size standards were very different, right? Size 12, skinny and normal. I mean, Marilyn, look at Marilyn and so forth. Absolutely. So great point with that. She was a size 12. I wouldn't know. But that's very, very interesting. A Jacques Marcel dress. And of course, this is the real one. This is the real one before Ricky and Fred try to get back on the girls or try to get them for what devious plans they had. Oh, man. Look at the camera. Oh, and there we go. I think it isn't a chicken, though. It's more like a Cornish game hen because that is really tiny. I used to think for some reason that it was a burned chicken. It looks so weird. Oh, Lucy. Lucy is caught. Becky says, this is another one of my favorite episodes, Rick. She acts like she's starving and Ethel's sneaking food in. And Ricky discovers the chicken in the camera bag. Yep. And takes the dress back. And then the best part, where they make the dresses out of the potato sack. That is awesome. Lucy acts a bit too shellfish in this episode. After all, he bought her a fancy dress in Hollywood. Yeah, well, Lucy is a bit obsessed with buying stuff. So, yep. Yeah, Scott, there's a lot of information on this, whether or not, you know, Lucy was made to look more glamorous than Ethel, and that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I love Lucy, and so the attention should be on her. You can't have Ethel upstage her. It just is what it is, right? Now, it's interesting that all these actors are very different. We haven't really seen them before. All these extras. The potato sacks were blue. That's a good question. I don't think so. Usually potato sacks are like a brown, right? And there you go. Look at Ricky's face. He's like, now that has to be made out of potato sack. He speaks so weird. Robert, so you really want me to send you something on Facebook? So it's not Facebook, Rick, it's Ricknineg. So look under Facebook, it's a Ricknineg page. Yeah, send it as a message. That'd be great. And sure, constructive criticism, absolutely. But if you can give me like a before and after, because I'm not really keen unless I see both. I'd be happy to tell you like if it sounds a lot better, if it's pretty much the same. I'll just give my honest opinion, and then obviously you can move from there. But I think that's great that you're doing that. Very, very cool. Throwing the package around must have taken several practice sessions. Well, remember, they have 4 days of rehearsal, according to Lucy Arnaz Luckenbill. So that was really cool. And she did tell me that, and I kind of feel special that that bit of information came directly from her. So that's kind of cool. Cher's mother's part. Oh, there we go. Of course, Fred being a little bit resourceful with the hat for Ethel. Look at that. How do I look? Fred's voice. Fred's lady voice. Where did they find extras for the show? Good question. A lot of them are just auditions. A lot of these people, Lucy loved to use people that she knew, and she tried to get them in. But if they needed someone who was professional, for example, some people that, like, okay, little Ricky, Keith Thibodeau, or Keith Richard, I believe, or Richard Keith, they call him. Lucy did not know him, and she saw him. She's like, he's cute off screen. He's a cute little boy, but how good is he? I want to see how well he acts. And so she didn't know him. So it's an audition, and they go through the process, and they pick the best person for the job. So yeah, good question. So I wouldn't say he was an extra, obviously, but I mean, they go through the process. Yeah, isn't that great? I love that. I usually try to keep score and be like, well, who's winning? Who's outwitting who, you know? Oh, and of course you should have known something was up when Fred bought Ethel a Jacques Marcel dress, right? Really, Fred? And then the girls are like, oh, this is nice. And the boys are like, no, this is next year's fashions. You're the only ones who have these. And I love their very, you know, egotistical walk in the cafe area, and Ricky and Fred being like, oh my gosh, look at the ladies who we're walking with. They look ridiculous. Reynaldo, you didn't like Keith Thibodeau? I think they used him because of the drums. He was a really great drum player, and they wanted someone to kind of emulate Desi in his drum playing, I think. I don't know if that was the only reason, but what do you guys think? Little Ricky, the little boy, the Keith Thibodeau, Richard Keith. I think Thibodeau is like a difficult name for some people, so they didn't use it. Oh, and there come the girls. There comes Ethel and Fred and everyone looking at him, and this Jacques Marcel apparently. And look at Ethel. Oh man, horses feedback for Lucy. That is awesome. Bloody Ferguson. Are you from Sweden? Let me know. Hello equals hedge in Sweden. Hey, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, so if I butcher the language, I apologize. You have the rerun of Johnny Carson from '74 when Lucy got guested her smoker's voice. Oh yeah, later on her voice on the Lucy show. Even at the end of Lucy Desi Comedy Hour, she started to get that voice for sure. He did resemble Desi, let me tell you, little Ricky. My mom kept thinking that that was really like the son. And I was like, it's not, Mom. And she's like, I think it is. And it's like, no, Mom. Oh, yes. Honey Bunch, if you should have had a fur coat, you would have been born with one. That was awesome. Yeah, I think he was adorable. He wasn't the greatest of actors, but he was just there. I think he won everyone over by being cute and playing the drums. I mean, that was his thing, I would say. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you for joining. Are you watching from Sweden? That is awesome. Thank you so much. Wow, that to me blows me away that there are people watching me from like New York and then Sweden. It's like, wow, across the pond. Well, welcome. Thank you for watching and for enjoying the work that I do. How do they not laugh? Well, they do, Patty. That's some of the bloopers where you do see them chuckle. But remember, they were professionals and they practiced a lot, the lines over and over. So they're fantastic. They're fantastic. I should have used Ronnie Howard and dyed his hair black. That was funny. I think he would have been too young, right? Because would he have been too young for this? I gotta think. Yes, Keith appeared on some of the episodes Andy Griffith's show. He was Opie's friend. Yep, I did remember that. Though Ricky was always in his room, or he was always with a caregiver, some type of babysitter. Hey, Paul. Opie, right? Hey, Dennis. So Dennis says he was a talented little boy and a drummer prodigy. I'm sure his drumming skills got him the job. Did you notice his tongue sticking out when he jumped? Absolutely, yeah. Well, a lot of great players like Carlos Santana, he contorts his face when he plays. And B.B. King did some things too. And so, I don't know, they get into it and it's just like those body parts just do stuff because they're so into the music. And so what I think is if you get a good sound, that's all I care about. But yeah, he did the tongue thing, definitely. Yeah, I'm with you on the dresses and the Jacques Marcel stuff not being real, so definitely. So yeah, I guess Opie could have done it. Oh, oops, Ron Howard was born 1954. Okay, so if that's accurate, then definitely he couldn't have done the Lucy show. I guess he could have been a newborn, but no one would have known his skills and so forth. Oh, look at that. He stole the designs. Look at that. Look at Ricky's eyeballs. Oh, that was funny. That crook stole our stuff. Oh, man. They burned the dresses, everyone. No. Why'd they do that? Oh, no. Oh, wow. Such a great episode. Well, guys and gals, that was the end. I didn't give you any facts for this, so let me do that very quickly. How rude of me. So this one didn't get as great ratings share. It's 48.4. Let me just remove that. Lucy Gets a Paris Gown, March 19th, 1956. Filmed on Thursday, February 16th, 1954. Supporting cast was just according to this, the waiter, John Bleffer? Yeah, and that's it. There's not much information, unfortunately, on this episode. Episode 147. Rating share was 2. Ratings shares lower than the Charles Boyer episode. So, yeah. The girls, well, they are crazy. They just burn everything, right? Isn't that crazy? Alright, guys and gals. Well, I do appreciate you coming and watching. Wow, this channel, there's so many people watching right now compared to the other live streams that I so appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is usually the time I do live streams, but I don't have a set schedule, so I do appreciate you subscribing and liking this video if you haven't. It does mean a lot to me, and that you support so much my videos, like my blooper video yesterday. If you haven't seen it, you know, go ahead and do that. Fortunately, I can't do another episode. I'm super hungry. It is 1:30 here, and I'm past my food time. So maybe next time, and we will have more Lucy content for you. And I think we're gonna move on to the Italy episode. So absolutely. I will see you guys and gals. Thank you so much for your love and your support as always. Don't forget to always stay positive. It's for you and for me. It's super, super important. You guys are very, very, very awesome for your support. We'll see you all next time. And don't forget, be hopeful.